Wow.
Let's
How about
go.
that?
Forget
Joe
about
Burrow
it, Dak
just won
Prescott.
Comeback Player of the Year. Yeah.
Joey Brrr. Let's go.
God damn, you roll that R so good.
Baby.
Man, you roll that R so good. That's good news. Joey Burrow. Oh, man.
I think that's deserved, man. I mean, the fact that he has that busted knee and he's able to do what he can do behind the offensive line that he plays behind.
Unbelievable.
I know a lot of people talk about the offensive weapons. I mean, you guys have seen Super Bowl after Super Bowl. This is the worst offensive line that's ever been in the Super Bowl, right?
Pretty damn close.
I can't think of any. I mean, I watched when the NFL does the Super Bowl 1 through Super Bowl whatever it is. I watch as many of those games as I can, those condensed games. Dude, this offensive line, and for all the talk of Zach Taylor being a lame fish, what he's been able to do adjustment-wise to get this team to the Super Bowl,
it's impressive.
Pretty damn impressive, man.
Yeah, for sure. So let's kind of just swing it like this. Let's just talk briefly about the side and total, because there's so much talk about the props.
That's all that matters.
And it really has eclipsed the game. And there's so many people here that want to know, like, who's going to win the MVP, or, just talking about the basic stuff, which is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun. I've had these conversations for 30 years, so I'm going to kind of throw it to you when we get to the props. I just want to get each one of you, at least now for the listeners, for the people that participate in the show, what are you thinking for the side and the total, CH? What do you got?
Before we do that,
yeah,
I do just want to remind everyone that we did go to our Twitter followers for our unanimous pick for last week to get us to 500 for the year. And our listeners, thankfully, gave us the AFC.
Hell yeah, they did.
To pull us up to 500 for the season on our unanimous picks. So everyone who voted in that poll, thank you very much for carrying us up to 500. We have to make absolutely sure we don't all pick the same team today so we can finish the year at 500.
Well, and this is why this is for the listeners, because the hardcore listeners who are voting in this poll know what this is all about.
Das Deutsche Bahn mit der Bang, mit der Boom, mit der Bing, Bang, Bing, Bang, Boom.
So if you know, you know. Unanimous on the year. Thanks for throwing that in there, CA. I knew you would like that one, Dave. I had the Steelers polka, the button right above it. I was like, I got to go Haben Sie gehört, das Deutsche. Come on now. Come on.
Well, I mean, everybody likes the polka song, too. I mean, don't
Haben Sie gehört.
Push the button in there, too. Anytime you want. Just give me the point.
If you want it.
We're from the town with that great football team. We cheer the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's the Super Bowl edition. We have to. I don't care if they're in it or not, Dave.
God damn, no doubt. I mean, listen, Jaws walked by me today. I was going to get Jaws
Dave,
on.
my friend's there.
Dave's there.
Not Dave that looks like Jaws is not here. It was actually Jaws today.
Oh, Jaws that looks like Dave.
Jaws that looks like Dave, yeah. I'll tell you what, his knee must be hurting. He was limping pretty bad. But, yeah, I was thinking of him today. I saw Hartman today from the Chiefs. And I was thinking, man, these kids are so young.
Yeah.
Like Josh Allen was here today. Justin Herbert was here today. And I just felt old. But at the same time, there was a lot of old guys around. And I was thinking, man, the Super Bowl has had so many memories and so many thoughts and things. And we'll get to that as we get to Carl's Corner, what the Super Bowl provokes the thoughts. I mean, like Newbie's told the story about, his Super Bowl win, the Eagles Super Bowl win. Carl can't even fucking remember all of them because they all flow together. But he remembers, there's little bits and pieces. And mine, too, the early ones I remember more than the later ones. But I think I remember the loss to Green Bay or the loss to Dallas as the Steelers more than I remember the wins later. The wins as a little kid was the best. So, sidewise, boys. Should we dare try to get off the 500 mark and do another poll for like the total? Do you like the over or the under?
Now, I think we're split on this because I tweeted out how I like the Bengals in a teaser 10.5 and then take the over 42.5. I like the game total over. I know that every Super Bowl is always a clunker and it's new teams and this, that, and the other thing. It's this inherent feeling. I have no stats that back it up. I just have a feeling there's going to be some sizzle in this game. And I think CH is feeling the opposite way. What are you thinking about that? Because I like the game total just over. With all the people who bet it down to 48.5, I like over 48.5 without even teasing it. And I think CH is feeling a different way about
it. I am. I just think, I don't know, the Rams played in this game, what was it, 3 years ago or 4 years ago against the Patriots? It was 13-3. Right?
Oh.
I mean, granted, it's a different team. There's only 9 guys, I think, that were on that team that are still on the team now. But I just see this as a defensive game. I don't see, 48.5. That's implying 26-22 is what we're implying with the score here. And I don't know. I don't think the Rams are going to score in the 20s.
Now, Dave, I know that you're a total guy, so I want to pick your brain on this because your specialty in the book was, here's what we're making the number, let them bet this number, and I feel good about it. So before you share that, just to CH's point, how much, and I talked about this with you and Brad on 8 in the Box this week, which is another Cash Considerations podcast, and stay tuned because there's more Cash Considerations podcasts with some new faces coming your way. But how much of the conservativeness, if that's a word, of Sean McVay in that Super Bowl was, it's the first time in the Super Bowl for him. They're playing against Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, the GOAT. You have to play mistake-free. How much of that was them seizing up in that moment of, holy shit, we're playing the Patriots? I think that Sean McVay might take a couple more chances this game. So that's maybe what I'm looking at, CH, now. Is there – you're a Patriots guy. Is there any validity to, oh, my God, I'm a deer in front of a truck, I'm playing the Patriots? Is my feeling that maybe Sean McVay will not be as scared this go-around because he's not playing Bill Belichick and he's playing Zach Taylor? You think there's any validity to that?
I think, honestly, and I forgot to say this last week, I thought that he was outcoached last week in that game. I really do. I thought he was outcoached.
McVay was outcoached?
I thought McVay was outcoached last week.
Yeah, against San Francisco.
I definitely think they got to OT. So does he have 2 weeks to think about, shit, did I just get outcoached in the championship game, and do I have to pay attention, more in the Super Bowl and make sure that doesn't happen? I don't know that he's going to get outcoached. I really like both of these guys, so I don't think either of them is going to one up the other. So honestly, I don't know, Newbie, to answer your question. I don't think that there's that factor in this game.
Well, Dave, you're the totals guy. So what are you thinking when you see this thing opens around, what was it, like 50 and a half?
Yeah.
And then it's just been under because the sharp guys always bet under on the Super Bowl. What are you seeing? What are you thinking? What would you have made this number?
So when I saw the initial number, all right, it was like, what, 28, 23? Something, I mean, that was 51 or 50. 28, 21 is 49. So that's kind of what I looked at. And then, team totals are right around those numbers, right? 27 and a half, 21 and a half. I mean, it makes sense, but I thought it's too high. My first thought was under, and that initial money came under. So I did the in-game myself for the first time for the Super Bowl for that Rams and Patriots game. I was sitting in the risk room, and after the first 10 minutes, I was like, nobody's scoring. And it was weird because all the executives were in the room. Everybody, all the risk guys that were still left that didn't go home were in the room, and everybody's having pizza and watching the game. And I'm sitting there sweating because I have to keep moving the total down. And then the shit got real. The sweat got real of no touchdown being scored in the game. One of the biggest paying props that you can offer was if there's no touchdown scored in the Super Bowl, somebody's getting fucking fired. because we're going to get buried because people take shots at that number all day for 2 weeks, and you never move it down because there's never not going to be a touchdown scored in the goddamn Super Bowl. And there was almost not a touchdown scored. When he scored that touchdown, we celebrated like the game was over. It didn't even matter. We were all like, oh, thank God, bullet dodged, like somebody scored. But this game, the way this is setting up, has a feel like that to me, more than it does a scoring game.
Okay.
Where I'm thinking defense is priority. I think the conservatism comes from the Bengals. If it does not, if they can pass first to set up the run, they're going to be in this game and they're going to score. I think the reason McVay did that the first time is because he had Jared Goff as his quarterback. And I don't think he trusted Jared Goff, even though he got him to the Super Bowl. I think he thought, well, shit, this guy's, he throws picks. He fucking makes bad decisions. I don't know. So we're going to keep it close and try to play it close to the vest. He might do the same thing with Stafford, although he hasn't done it yet. And Stafford he led the league in interceptions in the regular season. He's thrown one in the postseason, right? I like the game under. I'm leaning Rams, boys. Noobs. I like the Rams money line.
Oh yeah, see, money. I think money line is the way to go.
I'm not confident laying 4 points.
I agree.
I think the game could land 3.
I
think
agree.
it could be 24-21. I think the Bengals could be driving to tie late. I think they could be driving to cover late.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Somebody was come on the show today, said 35-7. It's 35-7. I still ain't no way.
I would be surprised if either of these teams blew the other team out. Like that. That's the one thing why I feel confident in teasers. Oh, shocker! It's the last game of the game. It's the last game of the year, and Newbie wants to talk teasers. But I would be surprised if either of these teams blew them out. And if I had a forced pick on the side and I had to bet the spread, I think I would bet the Rams. But I think this is, and I'm a juice adverse person. I ain't laying over minus 140 if I can help it. But if you're just telling me pick the winner in this game, I would be comfortable laying $20 to win $10 on just a recreational better salary to be back in the Rams. Like I think the Rams do win this game. How often do we see that winning a Super Bowl is linear? Very rarely is it a Cinderella story. A team comes out of nowhere and they win it. More so it's the Chiefs where they get a little bit further, and then they finally break through and they finally win it. I think the Bengals have laid, and it took me to the Super Bowl to be able to pronounce their fucking name, but I think the Bengals have been able to lay an amazing foundation that will bring in, for the first time, I think, in Bengals history, it has now become a destination of people wanting to play with Joe Burrow. Now, can they shock the world? Sure. He did it already at LSU. I think there is something to be said about the Joe Burrow magic, and it can't be factored into a line. It can't be factored into a handicap. There's something special about this guy where when all the chips are on the table, he somehow finds a way to fucking pull pocket aces. You know what I mean? Like he somehow he has 7-2 and it's suited and he fucking flops a goddamn flush. Like it makes no sense with this Burrow guy, but he does it. I would lay in the juice with the Rams money line. I would stay away from the spread unless you're teasing it. That's the way I look about it. What about you, CH?
Yeah, I mean, what's happened? What have we seen all playoffs? Every game was a field goal game practically. I mean, except that Patriots game that wasn't a field goal. Oh, they just gave up another touchdown. But how many of these games were field goals and they were overtime or they were last play of the game for 3 points? I mean, it's a 4-point spread. Those field goals aren't going to cover 4 points. Nope. So on the one hand, if I was going to take a side and I had to, I would probably take the Bengals with the points, but I don't think they're going to win the game. So
yeah,
I don't.
So basically, Dave, if we're trying to get unanimous, I like the over. You both like the under. You and I like the Rams. CH likes the Bengals on the spread. So I don't know if we're getting a unanimous out of this unless we all just lay the money line with the Rams.
That I would be comfortable money line Rams.
Agreed.
As a unanimous pick.
Dave?
Would be our first money line pick of the entire season.
We have to do it.
Money line Rams.
We have to do it. Yeah, we
Money
have
line
to.
Rams.
Money line Rams. We have to
Let's do it. I don't have a Rams song. I have.
Give
I
a
have
little TI.
I got whatever you like.
Whatever you like. A little bit of
There you
that.
go.
Let's see if I still
You
have.
can have
Oh
whatever
wait,
you like.
you know what? I got it. Since
There
we
you go.
usually do spreads, this has been one of my favorite drops. So this little Super Bowl edition has almost been a little snippet into some of our favorite drops over the year. How about we usually do the spreads on the game? We're doing a money line, so we're going to say. And we want Joe Burrow, but it's probably not going to happen. So we'll say hello from the Rams side, lay the money line. Unanimous pick, Dave. Make it happen.
It's fantastic. So was that Adele?
That was Adele from the Tom Brady and the Belichick commercial. Maybe the best commercial of all time. Maybe the best commercial of all time.
We'll get to that here shortly.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, click on another video right here on the screen. And if you really liked it, consider subscribing below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.